Okay, I paused it. I thought I must have stopped it. I apologize.
Do you want to make the motion again, Elena?
Yeah,
So I can make a motion. I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from a regular meeting, which was held on October 10th, 2022.
I'll second it.
okay, seconded by Joy. Any discussion?
No, that was me, but that's okay.
Oh, it was Kathy. Okay, I have a problem, Kathy, in the participant list, which I have to keep open just in case someone wants to come in, is right over your screen.
That's okay. I'm not insulted.
Okay, so Kathy seconded. Do we have any discussion? Okay, wait a minute. We lost Joan.
Joan, put on your mute.
Okay. Yes. I did send it, October 24th. I sent it.
Oh,
Okay,
we already
and there
read
were-
it.
Excuse me, there were two versions. One was the first part. I must have, oh, I know what it probably was, that it came in as a read only, so I couldn't add on to it. So I did another one, and I did send it on October 24th. And it did have communications, and it went on. Elena volunteered to serve as the liaison for the Friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joan,
Yeah,
Elena already brought it up, so we have it all. We've gone
okay,
through
does
it.
everybody know what's in it?
We read it and we actually made a motion to approve the minutes.
But
Good.
thank you
Great.
for hunting for it.
Okay. Okay, so we approved.
No, we haven't. Elena made a motion. Kathy seconded. We haven't voted yet.
Well, we approved it because we're going to vote now. We're going to approve it.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes of October? Say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Um, Rebecca?
I'm abstaining because I wasn't there.
Okay, so 5 ayes, 1 abstention. The motion passes. We accept the minutes from October 10th. Okay, then we have the minutes from November 16th. Okay, which I did have completely. Everything was fine with that. Has everybody had a chance to read it?
Yep. I'll make a motion to accept these minutes.
Okay, was that Joy?
Yes, it was.
And to be clear, there were 2 versions of this as well. So just making sure everybody's looking at the right one. Right, Joan?
No,
Okay, well, there's
No, there was
one. I have 2 different versions printed out. So
Okay, that's weird because I only have 1 version. And I thought that was the complete version.
I think the complete version, it says the meeting was called to order at 7:17, and then the next line item is minutes, and I have a version without that line item. So I'm assuming that the more recent of the 2 says.
oh,
minutes.
you know, because I did have to call people and I did put out another one because I wasn't sure which minutes had been accepted.
Right, which is fine. I'm just making
It
sure we're all
wasn't
looking
clear
at
on the
that.
notes. Okay, so are there any other additions or subtractions from those minutes?
I'd like to second, first of all, like to second the motion to accept those minutes. Joy made
Yeah.
the motion, I'm seconding it.
Okay,
Elena.
so Joy made the motion, Elena seconded. Now it's time for discussion. Elena?
I'd like to make a comment. I wrote to Joanne, she probably haven't seen it, that the minutes state that it was a regular meeting, and it was not a regular meeting. It was a
Yeah, it
special.
was. It was a postponed meeting, but
Yeah.
if you have a special meeting, you cannot discuss issues that aren't on the agenda. And so if we make it a special meeting, then we have, you know, screwed up that idea. So it was a regular meeting, even though it's postponed. It wasn't a special meeting. There wasn't a special topic that was
So-
of special concern.
I understand, but the Roberts rules clear state that the regular meeting is the meeting which was held as scheduled. If the meeting is rescheduled, it automatically becomes
No,
special.
that's not what I've been told up at the office there. And so, you know, so I'm not going to make it a special meeting because then that puts us in jeopardy by what we did. Okay? So it wasn't that there was any one specific topic that really had to be had, like a special meeting might be the budget meetings, where there's a very specific topic and you stick to it.
Okay, so Joan, you're saying the town offices are telling you it was a regular meeting even though it was
Yeah,
postponed. Elena, where are you
when I've
reading?
been through this before.
Okay, Elena,
I
where
will
are you
find-
reading that's a special meeting?
I will prepare it for the next time, or I can email everyone Robert's rules on this particular topic.
Thank you.
Okay, do that, do that. But then we're really stuck. We can't. I don't even know if we can have people come and talk
No.
because
that's the
we
whole
had,
problem. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
whole problem with moving the scheduled meetings. That's the only problem.
I don't think there's a top, what anyways, I'm not gonna worry about it, frankly. I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, if somebody goes for FOI, well, then that's the way it goes. You know. Because I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. If we had one topic, I would, but on this, I don't think it was. We had a regular meeting.
Well, I'm of the opinion if the town says it's a regular meeting and it was just postponed, then it's a regular meeting. I don't know if, like, for example, we'd had a snowstorm and it was postponed. Does it still say a regular meeting if it's been postponed?
It automatically becomes special meeting and you lose the present to speak ability.
Okay, we'll have to look into that. If you can send that, Elena, I'd
Yeah,
appreciate it.
let's do that. Let's look into, we'll decide. But that means that we really can't postpone meetings very well then. But that may be the way it's gonna be.
Okay. Well, for now, let's leave the minutes as a regular meeting until we find out exactly.
Okay,
And if we need to rename it, we will rename it.
okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, if not, all in favor of accepting the minutes from the November 16th? No, can't be 16th. 14th.
No, 16th.
Oh, right, because we did postpone it 2 days. So it is the 16th. The November 16th meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I wasn't present.
Right, Elena's abstaining because she wasn't there.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm looking on the internet right now. Special meetings are unscheduled meetings called from time to time by the board for a specific purpose. They address issues that need immediate attention or that need more time and discussion that need to be handled in routine board or can't be handled in routine board or annual meetings. And they, where else did I see it? They are not a safety net for regular meetings that did not get posted on time. So I don't think this was a special meeting. I think it's a regular meeting, and I think Joan is correct.
I'll find it. I'll share with everyone.
Okay, thank you, Elena.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
As I said,
My-
for now,
my-
we're just,
My catch with that is that idea that you can only discuss what is on that agenda. That's what caught me, you know, that made
Right.
me wonder and thought, boy, we're gonna get ourselves in hot water if we don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I was
But
looking at it
anyways,
under Robert's Rules of Order, so I'm not sure what Elena was looking at, but it's got to be a special meeting for a specific item or topic on the agenda that didn't get taken care of at the time of the regular meeting. But just wanted to put my 2 cents in, that's all.
well, thank you, Joy, for looking
That's
that
good.
up. And we'll wait till Elena sends us what she has and we'll discuss
Okay.
whether the name needs to be changed at the next meeting, okay?
sure.
Okay, yep, no problem.
Okay, so. Next on the agenda, we have the treasurer's report. Do you have that, everybody, or should I pull it up?
I have.
I've got it.
Okay, because I've got it. Rebecca?
Well, can you actually pull it up? Because I'm on my phone and so I can't pull it up
Oh.
if you don't.
Okay, give me 1 sec to find out which one of these things I have open is the correct one. Okay. Sorry, I have too many things open. Okay, so this one should be the treasurer's report.
Yep.
Okay, can you see that, Rebecca?
Yep, I've got it. Okay, so our beginning balance was $179,845.37. Revenues were $894.88. Expenditures was $15,478.26, leaving us with a ending balance of $165,261.99. And I just want to point out that we're back to our steady, or pretty stable average of around $15,000 for expenditures. So we've evened out again.
Okay, but we would probably anticipate that being higher next month because of the fact that it snowed today.
Well, we should expect it to be higher next month as well because the electric bill did not post this month. It's going to probably post both of them next month. So
Okay. Okay, but I think we're still pretty good in terms of our yearly budget. At the end of this month, we will be halfway through. And if we have
Mhm.
another 15,000 or so, we're down to 150,000. I think we're doing pretty good on our budget right now.
yeah, we should be doing pretty well as long as we don't have any unexpected, very unexpected things.
Well, they always come up.
Is this better than typically for this time at any given December?
That's a great question, and I will compare that with last year and get that to you so that we can use that for our budget decisions.
Right, exactly.
Okay, Joan?
Um, I'm just amazed, $841 in interest in November.
Yeah, that was an unusual number. Have Deb field that.
I mean, it's just, that took
Was
me back. And-
was this like something that, like the CD or something that only gives interest once in a while, or is it? Deb, any idea where it came
So-
from?
No, but
I don't-
Rebecca?
I'm not sure because the information I have does not break it down by that. I don't know if Deb has an idea on that.
I cannot find you guys to make, let's see. I cannot.
Okay, well, she's looking to see that. $53.87 is kind of a weird number. Does that have something to do with like the raffles and stuff, or?
That one is actually our Amazon Smile donation that we receive monthly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We paid to the
There we
Friends $175.
Oh, do I need to put that back?
Why?
That was to pay for the needle felting classes, but we
Oh,
also,
okay.
yeah, in our deposits, each patron pays their own amount for the classes too. So we've also put money back in for them when we have their reports. So it wouldn't be that whole 175.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know what that was. Okay, and okay. This looks good.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, then I think we're good. And the next thing on the agenda is the director's report. So
Okay.
let me share that screen. I think this is, like I said, I've got, no, this one's the director's report. I have too many things open. So this one's the director's report. Okay, whoever wants to start.
Okay, I can start. Our November's drawing made us $20. Our December's basket is pretty cute. We're calling it Keeping Warm from the Inside Out. It's filled with coffee, snacks, all sorts of different things. For last month, both the patron engagement counts and the book purchases are lower than usual. For the patron counts, it was the holiday season, you know, the schools, the flu's going around everywhere right now. So we aren't seeing as many patrons coming through the door lately. With
Okay,
the-
to make a
Yes.
comment about that, Hope,
Yeah,
25% of center school is out with the flu.
yeah, same with my son's school. It's been nuts.
Yeah,
So that's sort of expected. The book purchase, actually, Baker and Taylor, the main company that we buy from, because we get a decent discount, they were shut down for a few weeks. They were dealing with a network incident internally. That's just why the numbers are so low. Next, we have the Action Air HVAC work. I just wanted to touch on the last couple of ARPA meetings. I know it was discussed having taken some of our proposals off or reconsidering because they were maintenance and not repair. However, after speaking to Action Air themselves, they disagree. They say it is repair work, especially for the quote that we had for the unit on the roof. They talked about the issues that needed resolving were maintenance or negligence. You know, they said sometimes stuff just happens and we need to repair it, and then we get into maintenance. So we should still try to go for that quote because they would consider it repairs and not maintenance. Back on the 8th, we had our gutters done finally. To our surprise, when they were doing them, there was one leaf inside of them. We thought the thing would be full and it wasn't. There was gravel, he said, from the shingles, like debris that had built up and built like a little layer of mud. So they cleaned that out. They scoped everything and everything looked pretty decent. Deb, feel free to jump in if you'd like. Yeah.
so if that's all been done, then the town cannot be saying that our problem with the gutters out front is that they're clogged.
Yeah. He also did clean out the drain too, said that did have a decent amount of stuff in it, but that's now all cleared as well. The light poles, if you guys have been in our parking lot, we've done everything possible to protect these bad boys this winter. We just recently placed green reflective tape around the poles to further protect them. We have also recently have wood chips donated from Asplund is the company.
Yeah, those are the guys that go along trimming the trees on 74.
Gotcha. And then I know Karen Ann, you had sent out the land deed, so I didn't know, we didn't know if we wanted to discuss that because I know there's the discussion of is the library with the town, not the town.
Yeah, we talked about that at the last meeting. Do we need to discuss it more? Because it seems obvious from what we said last time that the building and the land is the town's, not ours.
Yeah.
So do we need to
Okay.
talk about that anymore?
No, we're good if you're good.
Okay,
Next is the summer reading program hours for Deb. Tish needs a copy of the board minutes. I don't know, Karen Ann, if it has to come from you or if we can just submit a copy or if it goes in with payroll or how.
She gets one. She's on the mailing list. She gets the minutes every month.
yeah,
So
Tish should be getting everything, and we did vote on this at the last meeting.
I know,
so
but she does get it. She's
Yeah,
got
she-
the minutes.
She should have
okay.
the minutes from the November meeting, and that's
So
in
Deb
there.
should be all set in
That
that.
was sent
regard?
October 24th.
Hmm.
If she has one specific that she doesn't have trouble, she can call me. And I'll put another copy in the mail for her,
Okay,
okay? But she gets the minutes. I checked the list. And she's on it and she's gotten them every month.
Okay, no, I'll just check up with her with that.
Okay, health insurance, that is my fault because I never saw the second half of the October minutes to remind myself that I needed to send that letter. And so that is totally on me. And so I will do that. I think I have time tomorrow.
Great. And
So-
then, yeah,
Yeah, was somebody saying something?
okay.
I apologize for that. Like I said, I should be able to get that done tomorrow. Okay,
And then just, we decorated for the holidays at the library. If you want to come check it out, both outside and inside, it looks very nice and festive. And the last thing we have on here is a grant opportunity that came our way from the American Library Association. It's for transforming communities. It's a small and rural grant that we could possibly get. It's for,
okay.
yes.
You don't need to give a lot of details right now, Hope, because it's in the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then
No.
I think I'm all set unless Deb wants to add anything extra.
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
Okay. So. Elaine is next. Friends of the Library report.
Well, as we just read earlier in October, from October, I started to try to stay in touch with Friends of the Library and attend their meetings. So I did attend their last meeting, which was 2 months ago. The next meeting is supposed to be tomorrow, but they moved it to January, so it's not going to be tomorrow. And the short report is that around 30 people volunteered to be members of the Friends, but there are only 5 present. So I myself signed up to be a member just to be supportive there. Plus, I'm still going to attend the meeting. I'm not going to be a voting member, just a member. But I would like to say just a couple things. That first of all, they changed the rules of age limitation in order to be able to become member of the Friends. So now it's 12 years old with parental permission, of course. So if anyone is interested, if there are anyone in the town who is looking for the grant to make a difference, it's a perfect opportunity to make a difference in our own town because they're doing great things. They are not just fundraising. As I mentioned on the previous meeting, that they really, the main value I see is that they really glue together community. They hold events which are very important and very highly appreciated and loved by our local community. I think it's a great value of Friends, greatest value of Friends, I would say. And I really would like to call all people who are willing to support in any way Friends, that they are welcome. Especially younger people. I don't even mean school age. I just mean like any age, of course. But if somebody is up to some challenges, please come join them. There could be lots of ground to bring change to our town, positive change, good change. It costs only $5 per year. So I also actually would like to apologize because I wanted to help them in during the last meeting to be able to give more information about December meeting, and I could not attend the new date of the meeting. It was rescheduled regular meeting, so I apologize for that. But I would like to thank every member of the Friends for what they are doing. And I would like to ask them not to give up and continue to do what they are doing. And if anyone is willing to help and become a member or just volunteer there, that would be greatly appreciated by them. They are beautiful, wonderful people, and they appreciate every little help they can get. So that's it for me.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Elena? Okay, then we're moving on to anything new for CIP and ARPA for ARPA. I'm not happy right now, and this can go into the minutes that I'm not happy. The vote at the town meeting tonight is for paying town employees and fire department. And that is not what ARPA was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for infrastructure. And they're submitting, I don't know how much it was, $50,000 or something. In the meantime, we're getting the shaft. They keep saying that our stuff isn't legit, our stuff isn't submitted properly. We haven't been brought to a public meeting yet. And ARPA hasn't had, when was the last time you went to an ARPA meeting, Deb?
Well, they canceled the one that was going to be this Monday. And they do every other, and the one before, there wasn't one this Monday that I could find, and they had canceled the one before.
Okay, so the last one was in October,
No, then
of
First.
November.
3 weeks, yeah.
November.
Okay, and
Actually,
I attended an ARPA meeting back in July, but I cannot attend these on a regular basis because they're 1:30 in the afternoon. Joan?
I went to the last one where Deb was in there, and I've watched pieces of other ones. The attitude is so unprofessional. I guess that's the nicest way I can say it. They really grilled Hope and Debbie, and they were disrespectful. There was tee-heeing and making fun. There were inappropriate comments that just, they weren't off color or anything else. I don't mean that. I mean, they were not the way it should be. When we were talking about the gutters, and Deb was talking to them about it, the comment from Christine was, oh, we're just going to get gutters because some gutter salesman wanted to sell them or something like that. She was talking about Ralph Tullis. He is the engineer who suggested we look into the gutters. And so her comment was not called for at all. And I was really taken back because I couldn't believe she said that. When they were talking about the door and putting the door through, well, what do we need a door for? And then our fire marshal said, well, there's only one door in here, and it's a huge room. There's only one door in here, but there is another one out through the hallway in the kitchen. So he was wrong there. And so if somebody comes in here, we're in danger too. And he blew it off that way. But what he doesn't take into consideration is that door, the one door that is available to leave, is between a ditto machine with heating elements in it and a kitchen with heating elements in it. So if there is a fire in that building, it will probably want to be one of those two places. That's very, very close. And so, you know, Karen is right. What do you call it? We have to have the second door, and I can't even think of the name of the group. Well, OSHA requirements require that we have another door in there. And for them to mock us out for doing it after it was made clear by Karen that it is an OSHA thing, I just felt was beyond the pale. That's the nicest way I can put it.
We've got to stop having the fire marshal tell us things because NFPA rules are different than OSHA rules. And NFPA says, oh, no, it's not a problem. You've got doors here and doors there and everything. OSHA says you're supposed to have two methods of egress from a confined area, and that is a confined area. And every time I bring that up, and I'm sorry, but I'm the one who's getting the master's degree from OSHA. But every time I bring it up, what I hear back is what the fire marshal said. So I think the only way we're going to do this is to pull up OSHA regulations and
it is
say, okay, you know, this is what the fire department says, yes, but this is what OSHA says. And OSHA is the federal standard for all public buildings.
The,
And OSHA is a,
the
OSHA is a,
number,
what?
the number for OSHA is 1910.36 B1, B3, B8, and BE. So those are the ones. I ran them off because I was so darn mad after what they had said that I said, I'm gonna give Debbie those numbers so she has more ammunition too. So, you know, Karen, you said it right. You said it right off the bat that it was OSHA and not the fire department. You're totally in line with that. So that's my gripe against ARPA.
Okay. CIP has done nothing. I did submit. What I sent you guys, I cannot send you a copy of the actual application. There is no way to download it. And now that it's closed, there's no way to even access it. But what I sent you was word for word, cut and pasted from the application. The reason for wanting this stuff, the money, exactly what each situation is that we asked for, year 1, year 2, year 3, etc. But that is word for word what is in the application. I am on the CIP committee, and I joined the CIP committee to find out last year to find out what the heck they were spending money on and why the library was not getting money. But CIP usually starts their meetings at the first of the year. So I don't remember when this went. It went in November at some point, but I got it in. And now again, like with ARPA, it's a wait and see. So if anybody has anything they want to add to ARPA or CIP or comments, I'm willing to listen to them, but I'm just extremely upset right now as to the way we're getting treated. And like I said, I would like to attend ARPA meetings, and I attended one like in July or something. But, you know, most of us work for a living.
But they're online. You know, they do post them.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
sorry, Joy, what?
You can't use my hand.
Who is this?
Joy,
Joy's here? I have Joy as
Yes.
absent.
no, Joy's here.
I'm on the phone. People usually snap to attention when the word lawyer is involved. Is this something whereby we need the town to be informed that we need to ask the town lawyer a question in regards to the ARPA funds? Because if the ARPA funds are not being used correctly,
they refuse to pay for
and
the library, nothing. No.
Okay, Rebecca, hang on, Joy. Rebecca, can you mute yourself? Thank you. All right, Joy.
well, I just had a thought here. Usually when you say lawyer, people snap to attention. What if we made it a point to let the town's people, one person in particular, it's Erica, somehow, I don't know how this would happen. I haven't figured out all the logistics. It just popped in my head. We let them know that we as a board would like to talk with the town lawyer. The reason being is we feel, we don't want to state that we are because we're not putting anybody under the bus right now. The board feels that we are getting the shaft from the ARPA, since you and others have already gone to the meeting once and we were turned down, and twice and we were turned down. And you have legitimately filed all the paperwork completely. You have the email trail to back you up in black and white. And you just don't understand how these funds can be used for things that are not supposed to be used for, as you stated, for wages, whereas we're a town building that we need the funds and we can't get it for a town building. Does that make sense to anybody, or am I going off on a limb here?
Elena?
Well, it sounds good. It's just the only thing, the lawyer can cost us a lot of money.
That's
Like,
exactly what I was just gonna say.
Even talking, it may
Right,
cost
well-
us additional $1,000 if he'll show up here. He's charging a lot of money. We
Right,
will be
that-
very surprised.
That's why I said I was just thinking about it. I didn't I didn't iron out any of the logistics. I was just throwing it out there because it sounds like we're throwing shit against the wall by getting all these applications in, emailing them in, going to the meetings, taking time out of our schedules, like Karen Ann said, they're at 1:30 in the gosh darn afternoon. And because the meetings are at a difficult time for people to go to if we have another job, we're taking time out of our works time and all that CRAP, and we're not getting anything in return when we should be. But it's very frustrating for me as a townsperson to realize, hey, I use the library, taking off my library board hat. I use the library for a lot of things. I'm a townsperson. Why is the money going to somebody's salary in somebody's pocket instead of going to a resource that I use from the town? I don't know if there's somebody that we can talk to who may not have a lawyer degree and we can just blow it by them and see what they say. It's just something I was thinking about, that's all. Because
Joan,
like you said, Karen Ann, you're getting frustrated, and I know when I get frustrated, I try and find some way to fix the situation, and I don't know a way to fix the situation other than to step on somebody's heads right now by going above and beyond to the lawyer stage.
yeah. Joan,
Does anybody know if that lawyer is on retainer or on hourly?
Hourly.
You know that? Okay.
It's
I
paid.
didn't
The
know
town
that, yeah.
lawyer- The town lawyer is paid. We have to pay. He did us at some point, he did some exceptions, but it was an exception, something COVID related, so we can't count on it.
Mhm, okay. Okay. Well, you know, I think we're kind of at ARPA mercy until the hearings, which is really bad. The one thing that they did say to Deb when she was finishing up is Erica said, well, what are your contingency plans? What are you going to do if you don't get this money? That kind of bothered me. Boy, I'll tell you, I even stayed awake at night worrying about that one. What is the contingency plan? Then I went in and I saw Hope and Debbie and realized nothing. What are you going to do? Nothing. It's their building. It falls down. It falls down. It's their building. It's not ours. We're willing to do all this work, call the contractors, you know, put ourselves out. And for their building. That's all. And the library is not a building. The library is all these wonderful people who work there. The library is everything that they've done, getting all the materials, getting all the programs. We could go to an old mill and set up shop and be just as successful. So the building, to some extent, we're going to worry about it. But if they just turn us down flat, particularly on the envelope. And I said to the ARPA when I was there, I said, we are trying to preserve a town building. You know, all of these other projects they have are nice. There's nothing wrong with them. But we're trying to build something that's permanent in the town. And the rest of them aren't. So anyways, that's my spiel.
the problem I have with that is it doesn't even seem like they want to bring us to public hearing.
No, they didn't. No, they don't.
Yeah. And you're right, nothing can be done unless ARPA says, okay, we're going to move this to a public hearing and people can vote on it. And tonight people have the chance to vote for, I don't know, like I said, I think it's over $50,000 to pay employees.
I think it's more than
It'll be
that.
Is it more than that,
It might be. I forgot.
Rebecca?
I would just like to make a statement for the record that this increase, this bonus, whatever you would call it for the town employees, I want to make it clear that the library employees are not receiving any of it.
That's very true. It has nothing to do with the library employees who are technically town employees.
All right,
mean-
can I say another 2
Yeah.
seconds here?
Joy,
If you can tell, this like really infuriates me. This is probably something way out there in backfield, but what if the library ever closed for a week just to show the town employees what would happen if they don't help us? I know people won't get paid, et cetera, but sort of like a strike? I don't know, just a thought.
I wouldn't want to do it without paying them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to do it.
right.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I don't want to be criticized for it. It's just. We gotta come up with a way that these guys can. This is the town's building. This is the town's responsibility, not ours. Like Joan said before, Karen Ann, you're doing an awesome job getting all these quotes. Deb and Hope, same thing. We're getting it all together. We're doing all the footwork for them, but it's not our building. It's ultimately the town's responsibility. So how do we get their attention that this is something they need to take care of? I don't know.
That's an excellent question. I'm not sure. Because at this point, all we ever get is, sorry, but.
Maybe we need to start playing hardball and just shut the library down for a week or so. Just say, hey.
Elena's got her hand up there. Let's,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was waiting for Joy. So Elena?
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. It's
No,
for
no.
it's for shutting down the library. I understand we're talking about ARPA money, but the library is really financed through people's taxes. And people in this town have nothing to do with that. Some personalities, some people who are at the ARPA, who are distributing ARPA funds. So I think if we will close it for that reason, that would be really unfair towards the town people. That's my.
Well, the way I was thinking of it was, it wouldn't be, I don't know, I'm thinking about a different way. I'm just saying, if we close the library down, then hopefully the townspeople would realize why we're closing it down, and maybe the townspeople can sort of like, in quotes, act on our behalf and say to the town, why is the library closed? Because they're not getting the money to fund the library to fix it. Why is this happening? And maybe, I don't know, maybe at that point, I don't know. I'm just shooting off the cuff here.
Joan?
well,
Second, Elena.
if they don't fund some of these things, we're going to have to put them in the budget. If they're going to have us do repairs as well as maintenance, then that has to go into the next budget. Now, granted, that's a couple months away before it gets submitted, but to an extent, we don't have a choice. Some of these things are very important that they be done, even though they be repairs. So that might be one way, but the other thing we can do is we can go to the Board of Selectmen. And right now, the Board of Selectmen has a Democrat, has a Republican, and an independent. So it's not like it's stacked in any one direction, which
Do
I
we-
think is good.
Do we have a new member of the Board of Selectmen?
I do believe he took it, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Elena?
so-
Well, I remember a couple of years ago, I think, or maybe a little more, there was some financial question about taking care of maintenance of the building. And
Mhm.
we brought it before the Board of Finance. I don't remember the details, so I don't know, but I got the point. The town, after the library was built, the money were left over. That's the money which we have, which we invested. And the Board of Finance always reminds us that, well, you do have money. That money you are supposed to, you can officially use for finishing building, finishing up whatever the projects you want, how you want to finish up building, or for the maintenance. So there is very hard to talk to the Board of Finance while we have that money. If we wouldn't, there would be a different thing, but because we do have the money, so that's the third option. I'm not saying that we have to do it. I'm just saying overall picture how the other boards, mainly Board of Finance, looking at it. Also, the Board of Selectmen has nothing to do with that. All our questions should go to the Board of Finance. That's
But see, that's the problem I've been saying for 2 years. We need to allocate some of that stiff money, so they can't just turn around and tell us you've got money in the bank. Deb?
Just a little history here. When the building was built, there was a lot of money, quite a few $100,000 left over that we gave back to the town. Why we did that, hindsight now, I don't believe that was a good move, but there was money that was left over. And I'm not sure where it come from, if that was part of, what do they call it? Not grant or whatever. Oh, the word escapes me. But there was quite a lot of money left over that didn't get spent on the building, and we gave it back to the town. We had told the town at that time that for 7 years, they wouldn't have to do anything, that we would take care of as far as any maintenance or repairs. But after the 7 years, they would then take over and be in control of that. So that's kind of two things in one, and I don't know whatever happened with that scenario, but we did have a lot of money. It was given back. We told them that for 7 years, we would take care of ourselves. We did. And at the end of 7 years, that they would then take over. I'm not so sure if in fact they did take over, and if they did, what that looked like, because all the years that I've been here, I haven't seen anything change. But that's part of the history.
1 second, Joan, just 1 second.
Yeah,
That's part of the history, but is any of that in writing?
that's what I was gonna ask.
We,
Oh.
you know what, I would hope so, but as far as there's a filing cabinet here that does need to get gone through, and perhaps it would be in it. That's, again, that's gonna take time and energy, and it's, one more thing that really we should find the time to do it. But yeah, if things were done right, it should be in there.
Okay, Joan?
We just have to get in there and look through them. If it means all of us have to show up on a Saturday morning and see if we can find an agreement, we're gonna have to do it. See, we're dead in the water until we have it. If it exists, that's it. We're kind of stopped right now.
And I don't think the town will even try and look for it, because every time I bring something up to Erica, she just goes, it was just an oral agreement. We just said that we would plow and mow, and that was all we were going to do. We have nothing in writing, which indicates to me that she is not the slightest bit interested in even going back into the records and looking.
No. Yeah, it may be just by oral agreement, but it just seems to me with all that money that changed hands, when the building was built, that somebody wouldn't have written down.
Okay, Elena, then Deb.
quickly, I just will say that at that time, this town really functioned almost 100% on oral agreements.
Mhm.
Everything within the town, that was
Mhm.
oral agreement everywhere. So we already bumped into it quite a few times, but on every level, including statutes, policies, whatever it is. So
Mhm.
it's everywhere like this. So I won't be surprised if it's not in writing.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Deb?
Now, I was going to say, we do have someone who has offered to go through that paperwork, who has been was a part of the library since she was 14 years old. She was a director of ours for 5 or 7 years. So that's something that I will bring to you after she comes up with a proposal to ask you guys if it's something that we could hire her for, to help us get those papers in order.
Mhm.
She's very familiar. She does know with it. It's something that when she was a director, she herself had wanted to get in order and just never had the time either to do it. But she has offered to help if we would like that from her. I think would be a perfect thing to have happen. So But we'll get all the particulars down, and once we do, we'll present it to the board.
Okay. Anything else on ARPA and CIP?
If
Deb?
I could speak on that. I don't know when the next ARPA meeting is going to be, but I will be there. Not that I want to be insulted or humiliated or whatever, or talked down to, but they did, after a battle, decide to give us 3 of the 5 things that were on our first ARPA application, our number 39. After speaking to the HVAC people over the last couple of weeks, and even today, I'm going to propose that they approve those also to go before the town and let them decide. Only because the experience that the company we're doing it with, or is doing it for us, Action Air, it says it is not maintenance. They said it very much from their experience, what they've been dealing with other companies and places of business, that it is a COVID issue, for the mere fact that people have to come into the library, and it is a question of air quality and safety. So they are even willing to put in writing for us that they feel that this is something that should be covered with that type of grant, that it is in maintenance. So I am going to present it once again. I'm hoping that they will support us in that respect. What they did definitely okay to go before the town was the retaining wall, which was the 11,500. They are going to bring before the public hearing the bollards, which was 8,100. And then the third thing that they agreed to out of the 5 was the emergency egress for 5,400. What we will then, what will fall on us, I got the, well, I didn't get the feeling, they were having a hard time being able to support us in these things as far as being necessary. I think it's going to fall on us as directors and also as the members of the board to really stand our ground and to go before the town with, for lack of a better word, ammunition to support what it is that we feel is important and necessary. Now for the second ARPA grant, the number 40, and I didn't even get a chance to finish speaking. It kind of went long because there was a lot of discussion about each and every individual thing, and I didn't want to give up on anything. We didn't get through all of it, but what they did say they would bring before the town hearing on that second application was only for the gutters and the downspouts, which equal $21,000. We had quite a few other things on there that we didn't even get a chance to discuss. I kind of like stole the floor, so to speak. It was long and there was a lot of questioning going back and forth and comments. So we weren't getting a lot accomplished. So therefore we didn't get the whole thing gone. We didn't go through the whole thing because they wanted to move on to other stuff. But hopefully again, with the next ARPA meeting, they'll be open and we'll have time to discuss the rest of it as well.
And
With you.
some of that stuff is also on the CIP application because we were getting the runaround on ARPA. So we put it all back into CIP. If ARPA approves it, if the town votes on it and says yes, we can just pull it back off the CIP.
It would just be really nice if the townspeople didn't have to pay out of their own pocket with their taxes and that we could get some free money.
Yeah.
The,
Joan?
I don't think the town votes on those. Isn't it that the ARPA takes it to the town, you can get town comments, and then the ARPA committee decides if it's a go or not, based on the comments. That was my understanding, but we might have to check that out. That's what
The
I,
ARPA, you first have to get approval from ARPA for it to even go to a town hearing, then it
Yeah.
goes to the town hearing, and then it goes back to ARPA, and I'm not sure, like, like they're voting on things tonight, a couple things from ARPA, so I'm not quite sure the second half of that, but I know it starts with ARPA, that they have to be the ones to think,
Yep.
to approve it,
Okay.
goes to that, to the town first, and then they go back, yeah, and then after the town knows about it and can have that hearing to ask questions, it goes back to ARPA, and then from there, I'm not
It-
sure.
because
Okay.
they've okayed so many things already. There are a lot of things that have been okayed. They've already been done. You know, they're completed. The projects is completed, and not all of them went to a town meeting. So,
Okay, but if you read the agenda for tonight's meeting, it says, item 3, to see if the townspeople, on the recommendation of the ARPA Commission, will authorize the appropriation of $32,250 from the American Rescue Plan Act funds to provide retention bonuses for town employees. It specifically says in every one of these items, they're looking to see if the townspeople will authorize it, which means there has to be a town vote.
no, there isn't a town vote on all. These are exceptional things that have really let's say, been controversial. They're very controversial, and I think that's why they're doing it. We can,
Okay.
we can check with them, but anyways, the
Well, it-
thing is that I think that it's the ARPA committee that decides on most of these things.
Yeah, I would have to look back at the public
Yeah.
hearings to see how often these things were voted on, but I know I read the agenda for tonight because it kind of annoyed me that 2 of the things on there. I mean, one of them makes sense. One of them is for the Schofield Road drainage project, which has been put off for God knows how long and really needs to be done. I would have voted to appropriate the funds for that. But item 3 and 4 are, will the townspeople authorize paying the employees? So for at least these, there is a vote. And when I presented the first stuff to ARPA, the point that was specifically made was, should we send this to a public hearing? And to me, a public hearing indicates that somebody's going to look at what the town wants. So I don't know. Okay, are we done talking about ARPA and CIP, or?
So I just have a question as to next steps. So since this is going nowhere, we're just moving it into the budget, right? I mean, we're not waiting to hear back from anybody at this point.
We may have to.
Okay. So just moving that forward, we'll put that on our next agenda as a probable budget.
My biggest concern with this year's budget is we lost our friend on the BOF. Mike McCooch has been great giving us money, and he's gone now, and I have no idea who was going to be head of Board of Finance. So I don't know. It kind of bothers me that we lost him. But okay, so
It might be Stephanie.
you think that'll who it'll be? Because
I
Stephanie,
wouldn't- Hopefully she would pick it up and do it. She's good.
yeah, Stephanie, for anybody who doesn't know, Stephanie Summers, I think would support us. But I don't know who moves into the slot.
Yeah, I don't know either. So, okay.
Okay, so last meeting, we talked about the 990 form that was supposed to have been signed before November 15th. And I don't know what happened with that. Deb, what's going on with that?
Well, we did get approval for an extension. But the town was able to get the information to Mr. Navratil, who's our accountant. So he actually has filled out everything. Now it's in our lap as far as you guys reading it and, approving it. And then what'll happen next is our treasurer, Rebecca, will then sign it, bring it on in. She already has a hard copy, and we'll just scan it over to him, and then he's the one who files it, and we'll be done.
Okay, in terms of reviewing this, I have the Form 990 in an email that was sent out on December 9th. So last week. Did everybody see that?
No, I looked for it and I didn't see it. So let me look again.
I actually sent it a couple of times because I had heard some people didn't get it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's 58 pages long. It's super, super long, but, hang
What's
on.
the name of the email? Sorry.
Okay, the email I have is dated December 9th, and it's from the Wellington Public Library Director, and it says Board Report, Month-End Report, Expenditure Report, Form 990.
I
Darn it.
don't have it. I didn't get it, sorry.
Okay, hold on. Give me one
December
sec.
9th.
Gosh, I sent that out a few times.
I got the treasurer's report that day.
No, would have been before. It was sent last week in the beginning of the week. Let's see.
Oh, okay, so let me look a little further.
It wasn't, yeah,
Okay, I just forwarded it to the board.
thank you.
Hopefully you'll get it in a second.
And it's not,
Yes, Deb.
and it's not that you are going to be able to, it's when I say approved, it's not as if you're going to understand what the figures are, if they're even correct or whatever. That's what we pay our accountant for. And if anything's wrong, that falls on him. But just so that you would read through it and be aware of what it says, that it's, that sort of thing, and the numbers. And if you have any questions, even if you have any questions, he happens to be gone this week. So it's not as if you could actually get back to him to answer anything, but I'm sure it would wait if it was something that you felt was of great importance. But it's more or less to go over it to see, what it looks like, what the figures are, what the numbers are, what's been said. And if there's something that, stands out as a red flag, we can certainly ask him about that.
Yeah, if people have not seen it, it's like reading an IRS, what is it, 1040 form? And you can actually go, because when I first started on the board was treasurer, so I had to sign one of these once. If you go through it, a good portion of it is just X, no. So you can skim through a lot of those pages. It's just defining what kind of organization the library is. Do we have to do this? Do we have to do that? And then the rest of it is basically just numbers. How much did we get from the town? How much did we spend? Like I said, it's just like any IRS form. Income, losses, expenditures, all of that. And like I said, it's 58 pages long, but you don't really have to read all 58 pages.
So what's required from us? Do we have to sign it somehow, or what?
Rebecca has to sign it. So
So
Rebecca
we're
Just be aware of what's in it as you read through it, go over it,
Okay.
that you're familiar with.
okay, how long is the extension good for?
We've got time. We just got it. It was just approved a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah.
Okay.
I would like to say not to wait till next month's meeting. Maybe, I don't know, as individuals. Oh, no, you have to vote on that. Take that back. I think. Did you vote on that?
I don't think we have to vote on it because I don't ever remember having a vote when I signed, because I signed 2 years on it and I don't ever remember having a vote on it. I think we just have to, like our minutes, are there any corrections? Are there any things that we want to discuss about it? And then if nobody has anything to say, Rebecca just signs it because she's the treasurer.
I'm sorry. Next, I was going to suggest as each one does it, they could just, contact Hope or myself and, say you approved it or you read it.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know enough about taxes to say one way or the other. It makes perfect sense to me what it says there. if you go all the way to page, where is that? 28. It says the organization's process to review Form 990, a copy of Form 990 is emailed or given to board members for review before it's filed, but it doesn't say anything about having to vote on it. It simply says for review.
Okay.
Plus, I personally do not feel comfortable voting to approve it because I'll approve something where I'm not an accountant.
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to approve things. I can look through definitely, and I can acknowledge, yes, I did look through, but I can't approve it.
Yeah, I know when I went through it, I found a page that had actual paragraphs instead of just tax stuff. And it does just say board members for review. It doesn't say for voting, for approval. So I suggest we just, like I said, I don't know enough about the actual money. I trust Mr. Navratil knows what he's doing. And I'm good with it.
I am good too. I just wanted to say, I just reviewed, I scrolled, I made a few stops. So I don't.
Okay, Joan, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. Okay, so for other people, so Elena and I say we're good with it. Anybody else, when you've got time to take a look at it, just let Deb know, and then Rebecca can sign it whenever she's free. Okay, so now, Hope, Deb, whoever is presenting, let's talk a little bit about the ALA grant.
Yeah, so this came our way maybe a week or two ago. The whole thing is based on bringing more community engagement in, specifically to better serve people with disabilities. And I know Joan's been on a lot, and even hearing from our patrons, a big thing they've been talking about lately is not enough involvement at the community center for the seniors. We've gotten a lot of seniors, they're not happy with what's been going on. And so, and I know Deb said her and Joan talked, and even some of our staff, but you know, that's a big area that we can really improve upon. And they go out, yeah, right there, either 10,000 or 20,000. We can do a lot with that.
Joan?
Okay, so I have been to the senior center with it. Okay, at the senior center complaining, they have been offered so many things and not followed through on it. Okay, so yes, we can do more with them. I don't think that they've done a whole lot, and they have never come and contacted the library, as far as I know, looking for anything. But I have talked with the senior center. I'm down there again today with this. We are offering programs. We're offering a lunch and a good book program that starts in January. So once a month we'll be reading a book, you know, sort of a book club, I guess. You bring your lunch, you have lunch, etc. And then after that, they have line dancing or something going on, which is be kind of fun. Or, but, you know, we've offered the movie thing. You know, and they do have a driver. They can bring people down, and Debbie's done all this to do movies. And now they turn around and they say, oh, we're going to offer movies here once a week, even though their place for watching movies is not nearly as good as what we have in the basement with the darkened room. But that's another story. So if we do something with the library, with the elderly, some of the things we can do is deliver books to shut-ins. That means that they have to somehow be signed out at the library and taken there. We could deliver books to nursing homes if we break into the Friends cache of books that are, you know, in good condition. And then if they don't come back to us, it's not like it's a real loss. It's not like the library loss. The other thing we've thought about is having those small cats, you know, they have those fake cats and you pet them and they purr, etc. My granddaughter has one. I'm kind of taken with this thing, you know, and she puts it in her lap and pets it in her. That would be wonderful for people, for elderly people who are lonely, particularly in the winter. And again, if we get $10,000, we can buy quite a few of them. So if a couple of them don't come back, oh, well. You know, we just have to keep track of where we take them. And if they do go to a nursing home, they might get stolen. I mean, you have to account for that. But there are some elderly programs. There's also the fact that one of the handicaps is, I wonder how many people in this community are autistic, because it's hard to find things for autism. And so that would be something, a quiet corner in the library for children with autism, a quiet slot in the library for people. So there's things that we can do. There's
Yeah.
just needs to start discussion. That's
Two
just throwing
questions.
those up here.
Sorry, two questions. Do we have a local nursing home?
Well, we probably go into Vernon or something like that. Our people from here are up at that I've run into, from what I know of. They're at the one up at the hospital. I can't think of the name of it. Evergreen. Okay. And then there are some in Vernon. There's a very, very good one that's down south of here, but it may be too far. So the thing to do is to find out, either through the churches or through Jenny or something, do we have people in nursing homes? You know, these are all the questions we have to ask before we even write a grant.
What about High Chase, right on 32? What is that?
That's, I don't know that that's a nursing home.
Well, I mean, these are
We'll
people
have
that
to
might
ask.
appreciate books regardless.
Yeah, they might be a good place to visit. You're right.
And
And then
of
I
course,
ran into,
Mansfield's got a senior center, and I mean, there is a senior center here in town that isn't necessarily for shut-ins, but it's a facility that could become a place that has a little reading corner. There's Mansfield Center for Nursing and Rehab in Mansfield that houses lots of people.
yeah, so you know, there's a lot of things that we can do. It's just a matter of getting together and discussing it, and working probably with Jenny, because I think she's the one that would best know what the town needs are. So anyway, so that's my take on this so far. I think it's exciting. I think we
Okay.
should apply for it.
And my second question is to Hope. Where does Ryder go to school? Is it local?
He goes to school at in East Con, which I always forget, Columbia. So it's about 25, 30 minutes, and he has a van that picks him up. He rides with a student. They do the harnesses and all that. Incredible school.
East Con is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, is there any way to ask them if there's anything the library can do to help?
Yeah, I can definitely reach out to their director.
I'm not trying to make more work for you, Hope, but you are the one connection that I
No,
have to
I
anyone.
know her personally. No, I can definitely do that.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate, would there be townspeople who would be irritated that this grant were being used to people who don't live in town? I mean, I guess your
They
son's-
actually, there's some that do live in town. We
Okay.
actually go through Center School. That's where we started. So
I see, right.
yeah, when anything happens with them, we go through Marcia. So we are pretty connected to them in the town in that way.
I mean, if they're residents, for sure. I just wonder how that would look if we were delivering services to a different town per se.
But
Yeah.
I don't think we, in terms of the school, I think we can justify this is going to a school for kids with however they call themselves, which has a number of Wellington residents as students.
Well, we haven't read the small details on the grant yet. There is a website at the bottom, and
Right.
you can, you can get questions, and there are details. So whether they may say the money has to stay in that community, or they may just say it's for residents, so if they are in a nursing home or a special school or something, that it would be fine. So, but it's a good thought. I think we should look it up and,
Yeah.
pay attention to it.
I think it's a great idea. So, let's see what we can find out. Let's, see what the grant says. It's not due till the end of February, so we've got some time to do.
I
some
think our
research.
goal has to be that we have it in by by about the 5th or 6th of February. When you hand them in really close to, you have less chance of getting one.
Right. I would like to say that no later than our February meeting, we can do a final look at it at our February meeting and get it approved. At the very latest. That would be my suggestion.
And if by some account we don't get approved this time, they do have an additional round in the fall for 300 more grants. And I don't know if you could do both, maybe not, but you know, there's always that option as well.
Is it the same one, Hope?
Yes, yep, it's a second application window in the fall.
Okay, so I think this is a great thing to apply for, and I think that we do, as a small rural town, have uses that we could do, because I do think that we don't do enough for some of our people in town. So I think this is something that, you know, anybody who has suggestions, anybody who has any ideas, you know, let's get them out to people and see what we can put together. Okay, any other discussion on this? Okay, then next thing on the list is that it's December. We have to vote for new officers. I'm happy to make the suggestion that everybody stay where they are unless people really don't want the jobs.
I want to throw my hat in the ring for the presidency.
Okay, fine.
I want to do that. And I am tired of doing treasurer.
Okay.
Secretary, you mean secretary or what?
No, she wants chair.
Secretary rather. Thank you, Elena.
You're tired of being secretary? You want to be chair?
Yes.
Yes. I've been chair for 2 years. I'm happy to step down. Other people have a suggestion?
That's up to you.
Elena?
Well, I would like to nominate Karen Ann. But not that I'm against Joanne. For me personally, I think we are running very smoothly, except I would like to make sure that we don't miss meetings because we did not post them in time. But I am personally willing to help you out with that. If you feel you are busy, I will be personally very happy just to help you. But otherwise, I would be very happy to nominate. I'm officially nominating Karen Ann for the chair.
I want to make a comment that really, in general, we've only had one meeting that had to be postponed because the agenda didn't get in on time. And that was my mistake for not knowing the town offices were closed on Friday. I mean, I don't get holidays at work. I didn't know it was a holiday. Other than that, it's been other things like conflicts with town meetings and all of that sort of stuff. But yes, there was one meeting we had to postpone because I screwed up in terms of getting the agenda in.
That's okay. So I don't know if somebody else wants to nominate. So we have 2 nominees at this point.
Okay,
Rebecca wrote something. I did not.
okay. Anybody else have anything to say?
Mm.
We lost Rebecca.
I did at some point. And I think as I understood, she's happy to be a treasurer, to stay as a treasurer.
She's in the chat. It says, "So sorry, I have to go for family reasons. I'm willing to be treasurer again."
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes it easy on that one. Okay, should we vote on the nominees for chair and then move on to vice chair?
Yeah, I think we should vote for every nominee separately. That would
Okay.
simplify probably.
So we have two nominees for chair, Karen Ann Caldwell and Joan Taraskowitz. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Because it's hard to have a. Go ahead, Elena.
Yeah, so I think just it doesn't matter if the first person gets the majority, that's it. So
No,
the
no,
sec-
that's not what I was gonna say. We can't exactly have a private vote on a Zoom meeting.
we don't have to have a private. It doesn't have to be a private.
Okay, so we'll have a vote. All in favor of having Joan as the new chair? Raise their hand, say aye.
We have this issue. Well, I'm going to vote for myself, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. Okay,
Okay.
so it looks like Karen Ann's going to do it.
Oh. Wait a minute.
That's it, right?
Okay, we have to have a vote for who would like Karen Ann to stay as chair.
No, hold on. Let's finish up the vote for Joanne. So yes, how many?
I'm saying
Two?
fine, and Joan's voting for Joan.
Okay, so two. Okay,
Okay, all in favor of Karen Ann staying?
I'm
I,
voting for Karen.
Okay, so Joy,
So
Kathy,
that-
Elena.
That takes it
sorry.
Okay.
right there.
No, it's fine though. Joy? Would you
Yeah.
like to step down from being vice chair and let Joan have a chance to do that instead? Or are you happy as vice chair?
I can do secretary if she wants me to do secretary again. I've already been in that position for 2-3 years already, but I can do that again if you'd like.
Well, that's why we voted you in as vice chair, because you had been secretary. Okay, so
Right.
I would make a nomination that Joan be vice chair.
Yes, I second it. We need. a
Okay,
sec-
so Elena will second. Okay, so all in favor of Joan being vice chair?
I'll do it.
Okay,
Fine, okay.
Joy, you're voting yes for that one?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Joy, if you don't want to be secretary.
Yeah, well, hey, if somebody's got to do it, right? I mean, I've done it all these years. I've already got it all planned out how to do it and everything, so I might as well.
Okay,
Thank
So-
you.
thank
Yeah.
you, Joy. So we have unanimous votes for Joan to be vice chair, and now I would like to nominate Joy to be secretary. Elena will second. All in favor of that? Aye.
I,
Looks like we're unanimous on that. And
Oh.
Joy, yes,
Sure. Now, when does this start?
it's meeting in January,
Okay.
okay? And we
Yep.
have been recording all of these if you need to go back for any reason. I always have
Okay.
recordings. And so, last one, I'll nominate Rebecca to be treasurer again. She's done a great job. I'm glad she's willing to do it again. Do I hear a second? Elena will second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
aye. Okay, so Rebecca will be treasurer again. I've been so happy with the job that she's been doing on that.
Yeah. And awesome.
Okay, so that was easy. I hope everyone's happy. So the next thing we have to do is figure out budget schedules. Last year, I think we met every single Monday in January working on budgets. The problem has now come up. Joan and I have meetings on the 9th and the 9th and the, hang on, 16, 23, 30th, I guess. Is that when we are? And
What
I
are the
need to know
meetings?
whether or not we want to meet on those days so I can tell them I can't be at those meetings.
What meetings are at the 9th and
The DTC. They postponed their last week of December meeting to January 9th, and then we have the last Monday in January.
So we need to make meetings for the budget meetings. So
What's the matter, Joan?
I don't, you know, for DTC, if we can't make one or two of them, doesn't bother me personally, but you're more involved with that than I am.
Well, it's just I'm secretary.
Yeah.
But I can
This
always
is
get
both.
recordings from Michelle if she understands that we've got to have these library budget meetings. That to me is a priority. So like I said, last year, I think we met for our regular January meeting, which this year would be the 9th.
Mhm.
And then possibly meet the next 3 weeks, which are the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. So we have our budget meetings done by the 1st of February. Elena?
I'm sorry, Mondays are the worst for me.
Monday-
I have to skip a serious event with my son every time when I do that. So he is not happy and it's not good for him.
Yeah, Mondays have become very difficult because of the town meetings too. Can anybody suggest another time? Another
Can we-
night that might be good?
So Wednesday, how about if we'll do Wednesdays? No? Or Thursdays?
It's great.
Thursdays are harder for me.
Me
because
too. I
Thursday-
can't. Thursdays are a no for me. For
Yeah,
sure.
Thursdays are the days I don't get out of work till 6. So
Fridays?
Wednesdays,
And I don't.
Wednesdays?
Are we supposed to meet regularly on Martin Luther King Day? Anyway, I think that's a no. Monday,
it-
whatever the 6th, should be a town holiday. It's a school holiday.
yeah.
That's a 9th?
No, that's the
No, no.
16th. Yeah, 16th.
We don't have to do it only on Mondays. We can like pinpoint the dates. You know, doesn't have to be like certain days, the same day of the week. We
That's
can just,
right.
Yeah.
so
Um,
sorry,
How does Wednesday work for people?
perfect for me.
Generally okay, generally.
Works
but
for me.
Depends.
Okay,
If I-
Joy?
I unfortunately do not know what day I will be available due to the fact I take my boys to night classes. Usually they happen on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Sometimes they may be able to take a class online, sometimes they won't. So I do not know what days I will be available, but if you do make a meeting on those days, I can attend, but it will be by phone only. So I won't be able to see any screens if you screenshot anything and share.
Okay, that's fine. We can always email you stuff.
Could we possibly
Yep.
put these dates in an email? Is that okay business to conduct by email? Just to settle on the dates, maybe one Monday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, or whatever?
Yeah, that would work for me
Okay.
because if I have meetings on one day, I'll be able to make the other day.
Same with me.
Okay, so why don't we all? I mean, would it be easier if I tried to get one of those doodle polls together and people can just say what days, or should you just email and
Yeah.
say, these are the days I want?
Email's
Or do-
fine, I think.
Okay.
with reply alls.
Email, Google poll,
Okay,
doesn't
s-
matter. I mean,
so
there's
why
only
don't we-
4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
Can
why
we
don't we
do pre-
take? Sorry,
so-
Elena, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Can we do like preliminary, just keep Wednesdays? And then if we off somewhere, like for example, the 16th, January 16th. That's that holiday, you said.
Right. Yeah, that's what Kathy just said.
So maybe,
I could do. That's the first week of school, but
was that some
my afternoon classes, I go till 5 on Mondays and Wednesdays and 6 on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the spring. But that first week, I don't have
Yeah,
that many things going on.
it's a
um,
Monday. I can't do
so-
Mon-
Yeah, if Monday's a holiday, I'm good with Wednesday that week.
Yeah, Wednesday, I can do all the Wednesdays, no questions. You don't have
So
to ask.
it would be January 11th, 18th, 25th, and then February 1st.
I'm just saying, I don't have a schedule in front of me. I do this on a paper calendar. And if I agree to something now, I'm invariably going to be emailing you all later to change it or ask for a change. So you can settle on it now, but I can't say for certain.
Okay, so preliminary, we leave our regular monthly
Wait.
meeting on the 9th, which is the normal second Monday of the month. And then
Can you talk-
tentatively, we could try the 18th and 25th on a Wednesday and maybe one other night.
Do you mean well, on the 9th, January 9th, it will have to be a regular meeting, not a budget meeting.
That's what I said. Yeah, keep our regular meeting on the 9th.
Yes, and then we start from regular meeting 18th, 25th, and then February 1st.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Elena. Tentatively, this is not set in stone.
We
Okay,
can do, yeah, we can do the 11th in January, which is Wednesday too. So the 11th, 18th, and 25th, and we are done. Probably it's more than enough 3 times. We probably
what
will
we-
do it once. That's not really a lot.
if we could get it done in one day, that would be wonderful. Last year it took us 3. But yeah, let's tentatively think about our regular meeting on the 9th and then possibly some Wednesdays the rest of the month. Kathy, Joy, anybody else that wants to just, if you can see that far in advance, just send some emails out saying, yes, I could be here on this day. No, I can't be here on that day. This works better for me. That doesn't. And that would be a place to start. If everybody's okay with that.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm putting that, excuse me, in the minutes, January 9th, we're having a regular meeting. And that tentatively, January 18th, 25th, and February 1st will be budget meetings.
Right.
Okay, I'll put that as tentative.
Okay, so first thing on the agenda, it said budget meeting schedule and new night question mark. So, what's the matter, Joan? You
I
okay?
had a Charlie horse in my leg. It's like, whoa.
Okay, so that is the end of my agenda. Does anybody else have anything that they
The
want to
joys
bring
of
up
being-
under
Yeah,
board
yeah, I
concerns?
do.
Yes,
But-
Joan? Sorry,
Okay,
Elaine, I'll
there's
get to you.
There's a couple things here. Number one, I wanted to ask about the trusting. Is it that the bank wants to put or wants a name of a town officer on that bank? I want to know what that's all about.
Deb, Hope?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question, Joan. I'm
Well,
sorry.
the town, according to when I emailed Rebecca about this, the town wants to put wants an officers of the town administrator on our bank accounts. And I'm not sure whether I'm telling fibs here or not. There's something about it. And I don't know who initiated it, what it actually is, and what's going to happen with it. So under the circumstances, I'm going to recommend that we table any discussion of it till next month.
Okay,
And that if they are requesting, that we just don't fill that request until we've had a chance to discuss it.
we have spent the last year trying to get the town off of these bank accounts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
I like that
yeah.
smile, Hope, yes.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we have them on there.
yeah. Well, the issue is that there was something going on and evidently there was a request to Rebecca, but since she isn't here, I just suggest that we, if anything is said on the town level, we just say we're considering it. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
throw that out. Okay. Water in the basement. I have this little laundry list here. Water in the basement. We've gone through everything we can think of. My suggestion is that we kind of take Karen Ann's suggestion, et cetera, that money we have for the basement. Call Larry Janeski's basement business, okay? They do all their business is water in your basement. That's what they do for a living. So they'll come in, they will probably tear up the carpeting there, which I'm sure everybody will miss the big stains, you know, I mean, they're cute. Anyways, I'll probably tear up the carpeting down through that hallway, and they can always put a stop there. We have to live on concrete for a little while. We live on concrete for a little while, but their job is to go in and find out where water is coming from and to correct it. And we do have that money for repairing the basement. And this is a basement repair. By rights, the town should do that. And when we get a quote from Janeski and figure out what it is, we can send it to the town and let them laugh at us or something. I don't know, but I think we really need to, follow through on this in a serious way. We've been Mickey Mousing around with it for a long time. We've done whatever we can think of. You guys have done a fantastic job with doing this, but it isn't solved. And we can't do the basement until it's solved. So that's my suggestion there. Okay. And the bill from the gas, from the propane company. We get a bill and it's not our company. So I think, number one, we need to put a locking cap on that inlet for the propane so that the town can't just do this. And then I think we have to have a discussion later on as to whether we want to continue with the town's company or we want to go back to our own. In the meantime, we're stuck with the propane. We're going to be burning it. We're going to have to pay for it. I mean, that's just reality.
You know, last year we actually had Superior come in and
Mhm.
talk to us.
I know, that's what we're talking about.
I was under the impression that if the town doesn't want anything to do with us, then we were having Superior do
Yeah.
it. And now all of a sudden the town's turning around and going, oh, no, 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 you have to do what we do. It's another one of those things where we're part of the town when they say we are, and we're not part of the town when they say we're not.
Well, that's why I say, put a lock on the cap, put a locking cap on that. They have to have them. I know they have them for gas tanks, you know, for oil tanks rather. So put a locking cap on it. We'll discuss it. We'll decide the way we want to go. And if we choose that the 2 pennies a gallon or a cubic foot or whatever is worth it in the long run to have this company that we trust, then we continue it. It may be that we decide that having that company isn't worth the 2 cents and we'll go with what the town does. But when you switch companies every year, that's when you don't have a loyal company that's going to come on a moment's notice when something goes wrong.
Okay, Joy, you said you knew something about this new company?
Well, actually, yeah, it's my husband's company. We're starting up Admiral Propane. We got the go-ahead from the town last month. We're just waiting on one more piece of paper from the state. A lot of our customers for septic are turning into our propane customers. And yes, we can give the town a quote once we start with the propane. And right now we have high-grade propane as our service until David gets the green light to go ahead and start delivering propane. So if you guys want us to give you a quote for the new year, we can do that. I don't know if the town goes where the town quote starts and ends with the dates. I don't, that's what I'm trying to say. So if you want us to do that, we can do it. Obviously, we're going to be cheaper than high grade because they're our customers right now. So just let me know if you want us to do it or not. I guess I could say, I don't know.
Okay, Elena?
I just can't not to say a couple of words for the Admiral Septic. That's Joy's husband company. I mean, we could
Yep.
not have a better service there. They are always cheaper comparing with everything, and the quality is a very high quality of their work. I remember when I was on the Board of Education, there was a huge problem with the central school. They came up, we were all scared. We did not know how it's going to happen. They did a great job. So they're very professional. Plus they're a local family. I would wholeheartedly support their business, even if it would be a little more, but knowing that it's even too competitive, very competitive prices. I would
Okay,
strongly
Thank you.
suggest
Thank you.
So, Joy, could you and your husband get us a quote that we could put in the budget?
Yes, we can, but we cannot do anything until we get this last piece of paper from the state, and David plans to go down physically to the state tomorrow to go register, and hopefully, knock on wood, we get it tomorrow. He's got propane dealers all ready to fill up our bobtails and get ready to go. So as soon as he gets that paper, yes, we can give you a quote.
Okay,
Okay.
that'd be great. Thank you, Joy.
No, no
Now, the-
problem.
Okay, Elena?
I don't think Joanne is done with your questions. I have just
Oh,
one.
okay. Joan, you still have more stuff?
Well, the issue here too isn't the company.
Yeah.
You know, I think Karen, you brought up the issue, you know, either they're going to be responsible for a lot in the building or they're not. And I, you know, that's my thing, is that it should be our choice as to which company we go with, you know, and we can give, you know, Joy's company the key to the lock as far as I'm concerned. But I don't like the idea that the town, again, is pulling strings on us. You know, and when I say they've been jerking us around on a lot of things, I mean it. They're just, this is uncalled for. Had they called us and said, you know, we've got this other company we really like, and we think you're going to be happy with them, and take a look at it, fine, that's fine. So.
Okay,
I got one more.
okay.
This is your lucky day. Okay, then the other thing is, and I'd ask to have this put on the agenda, the 200th anniversary. Okay, so I've been working on that. Finally, I've got it down to that I think we need to do some activities that are community centered. That's what Wellington needs. Okay, they need to be able to get out. First one, well, there will be, I'll give you the easiest ones to digest them. There has to be a formal reception, you know, where you have your cake and you have your speakers and you invite your local muckety mucks to come down, and, you know, the whole thing like that. I'm going to suggest that be probably about next October. So it'll be the culminating activity for the year. And I think we should, we need a board member to chair that. And I'm going to suggest that we get the Historical Society and the senior citizens and the Girl Scouts together to work on this. The more people you get from the community, the more it becomes a community affair. So that's going to be my suggestion for that. I'm suggesting we have a family picnic that will be at the end of June when school gets out, and that we do a picnic and activities at the rec department. And then, of course, we need a chairman for that. And I think if our stars are in alignment or something, the rec department and social services will really get involved with that and do most of the work on it. Because I think that sounds like something they'll pick up on. And again, maybe the Boy Scouts would be helpful. The Boy Scouts are willing to get involved in things, and they might be willing. And then in the end of March, or sometime in March, I think we should have a potluck dinner dance for the town. It's an adult affair, not a kid affair, because we have a family affair coming up in June. Get the fire department, rent out the fire department, do potluck dinner, dancing afterwards. You'd be BYOB if you wanted to have wine or beer, because that's okay in the firehouse. It probably would, because there's going to be liquor, you probably we'd have to hire a state policeman overtime for that or something, just to make it look good. There's a really hot band. There are a couple of them that are around that are really good. Bill and I heard one a couple weeks ago when we went. I don't know if you know Bruce John. We went to a party for him. He's a very well-known local musician down in the Willimantic area, and he's getting elderly, etc. So they had a party for him. I'll tell you what, that band came out, and the first song, everybody's on the dance floor. Old people were dancing in wheelchairs. I'm like, this is crazy, because there are a lot of veterans there. We had a lot of people that were with prosthesis. They're out there dancing. Little kids are dancing. Well, they weren't little kids because it was over 21 party, but the youngsters are out there. I said, we need one of those. And I have talked with Mr. Pippin, who was the assistant Boy Scout leader, about this. One day we were chatting and I said, we need a party. And he said, that's one thing we'd really do. He said, the town would get behind a potluck dinner.
Joan, which band? I just want to stop you for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but I'm in a band. We could certainly oblige. But which band at the Bruce John event are you referring to?
This is Wild Bills that we
Oh,
saw.
Wild. Okay.
Okay.
I
And
mean,
there is one too that's really neat. If they're still doing it, it's a $1 short, $1 short or something like that. And they do a lot of oldies. They're good. They're good at them.
Okay.
So anyways, and
I
Wild Bills
think
does
I'm
a couple.
bearing the lead. I'm just saying I'm in a band, and
Well, I was just gonna say, can
What-
Kathy tell us something about the band she's in? That's what I
Yeah, I'm
wanted
gonna
say.
I mean,
yeah,
her
that's what I was-
song.
we have songs from the 50s through the current millennium, so it's
Cool.
all danceable stuff by design.
That's
And the name
neat.
of your
What's the
band?
name of it?
Comfort Zone.
I'm gonna have to write that down.
Yeah, we
That
play
sounds cool.
every couple of months. We play locally.
That's
Anyway,
really
just-
neat.
Put that out there.
Elena?
I wanted to comment on the presentation, quite the impressive presentation Joanne made with the plans, with suggestions. I loved it. Except like I would like to say that as for potluck dinner, for the party, for the dance party, I don't like the alcohol idea. But if there is no alcohol, we can do it in the library. It will really, if there is no alcohol involved and just dancing and potluck dinner, why won't we hold it in the library? And
Because people want wine and beer, number one. Number two, the library really isn't big enough. It's not suitable for it. By the time you put up tables and have dancing room and stuff, so.
well, and it's not
So-
allowed with alcohol. So that's what I was
No, I
saying.
know,
There's no
yeah.
alcohol, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
the library and I understand why the town has that rule, and I'm not really agreeable with it. I wish it didn't, but for heaven's sakes, if it's there, it's there. So the other thing is, Debbie, Christmas time. Just think about that today. Can we put in a Christmas thing, a pajama party for the kids, and if the parents want to come, fine. And John Tian, I don't know if you've ever seen him as Santa Claus. I've seen some pictures of him. He is like the quintessential Santa Claus. Okay, the right beard, the rotund, jolly guy, and he will do it. So we do a pajama party with hot chocolate and stuff like that. And John Tian reads us the Christmas Carol, Dickens' Christmas Carol. Okay, is that the night before Christmas? No, the night before Christmas. That's the
I was gonna
name.
say Christmas Carol's awfully long to read at a party.
I know, but the night before Christmas, and he will do it up. He's a ham, and so he will do it up in
John
Spain.
want to do anything for us when a year ago, we were going to invite him to do a day on how to write limericks and never followed up on that.
Yeah, he didn't do the limericks one, but I think if we try to engage him now. Now, the issue with all of these is money. We're going to have to spend money. And that's why I wanted to put in money into ARPA for community relations. And I didn't get to even first base on that one. So now we're looking at, it's going to cost. The posters alone around town are gonna be, I think, about $500 to
Okay,
do them and stuff. So
Did that $15,000? What was that something or other?
don't know.
EDC, yeah, that's available.
Okay,
That would, I bet that would serve it well.
I don't think, we probably wouldn't need all of it, but if you're going to be doing like the family picnic and you might need some things for games, have to supplement what the
Yeah.
town has.
But I
and-
do believe the EDC grant said something about using it for programming and things, so that would be a perfect way to take a few $1,000s out of that and try and use some of that.
Okay,
If Hope and Deb are good with that.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think those are wonderful ideas, all of them.
Definitely.
I agreed. I think that's the best money spent, which we could, except alcohol, sorry.
yeah, I just trying to think up what we could do and get out into the town. This is all I could come up with. But anyways, and at Christmas, I want to put in.
I think one of the advantages of most of this stuff is that a lot of this is not at the library. I think
Yeah.
the library does need to go out into the community. So if we do a picnic at River Road, we do a potluck at the firehouse, we're getting out of the library building and out into the community. Whether we had alcohol or not, Elena, I think having it someplace other than the library might be a good idea.
I wouldn't want to spend money on alcohol, library money on alcohol. That's my
Oh,
problem.
no.
You don't have
Joan
to
said
be around.
BYOB. Nobody at the library is buying alcohol. If people want to have beer or wine at the potluck, they have to bring their own. We're not providing that.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's bring your own. And most people will end up bringing Coke or something. I mean, very seriously. We've had those BYOBs at the packing house for how many years now? And there's never been an incident. There's never been an incident with anybody drinking too much or anybody bringing too much. Everybody brings a bottle of wine or a couple beers and that's it. It's not a drinking party. Let's put it that way. So I think you can keep that out.
I'd be willing to suggest that the library might provide water and coffee.
Yeah. We'll probably have to do that. Maybe we'll buy the desserts or something. Who knows? Whatever the committee decides, but we do need like a chair for each one of these that would be on the board. And then they can pull in anybody else they want to. It doesn't mean that they would have to do all the work. But
Well, the first one we would have to focus on is if you want to do the potluck in March, which is actually, I looked it up, March is actually the month that we will be exactly 200 years old. That's when it was commissioned. That's something that's going to have to get looked at. Does the fire department have a day available? Could Kathy's band do it on that day? Things like that. That's something that we're going to have to look into ASAP. Who has the connection? Who has been calling about the Chili Fest to get the library rented out? Who has
Karen,
the fire?
we need to have one chairman. And
Right,
that
no,
person
that's-
will call and take care of
That's what
everything.
no, Joan, all I'm saying is who has the phone number of who we call at the fire department? Because I know somebody called about the Chili Fest. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to call and try and set this stuff up, but I don't know where to begin.
Well, you don't want to set it up unless you're going to be the chair of that one event. Okay,
And that's
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying,
but
Joan. I'm
Because-
willing to do this.
okay, so you want to be chair of the dinner dance.
I will be in charge of that. If
Okay.
somebody gives me who I'm supposed to contact at the fire department.
Guys, I'm sorry to interject, but I need to leave now.
Yeah, we should be closing up anyway, Joy, because it is
Okay,
9:04. So
okay.
thank you.
I'm saying good night now to everybody.
Okay, good night.
I just have a quick question before we close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure, when are we going to discuss the new dates of our regular meetings for the next year? As that was an agenda, you mentioned that new meeting night. I would suggest to move it to Wednesday from Monday. That was just for the next agenda. If that's
Yeah, we have to get a list of meeting dates to the town is what Elaine is talking about. Should we put Monday nights down again, or should we do Wednesday nights since Mondays have become so hard?
I would make it Wednesday. Then I even know no serious meetings scheduled on Wednesdays, never town meeting. So that way we will be protected and we will be able to attend all the meetings we need.
Okay, but right now, we want to keep the January meeting on that 9th on the Monday. But after that, should we put into the town Wednesdays for every month after that? Is there anybody who has a problem with that?
No, we can do that.
Do you need to make a motion?
Yeah.
Elena?
I'd like to make a
I
motion. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Joy?
I'm just letting you know that, I don't know what day I will be available to do either a Zoom call meeting or an on the phone meeting, but whatever it is, I'll be there either in person or on phone.
Okay, thank you, Joy.
Just so you know.
We do know that the kids are a priority, and if they have class, they have class. We understand that. We're just trying to
Yep.
accommodate without getting interrupted by the town all the time.
Right, I know that, and I'm just trying to let you guys know, if I can't be there, you can't see my face, you'll like hear my voice then. I'll be
Okay.
there. I just can't tell you how.
Okay.
In what capacity, but I will. Okay?
Okay, so Elena, you want to make the motion again?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to schedule the regular meetings for the new year 2023 on the second Wednesday of every month.
With the exception of January,
Oh.
because we're going to be doing budget meetings.
With an exception of January.
Okay, do I hear a second? Joan is seconding. Okay, everybody in favor of that? Aye. Kathy, Joy, Joy,
I just remembered that I would probably, if it's going to be on Wednesday, second Wednesday, I will definitely have to be on a phone.
okay, that's fine.
Okay?
Okay, so 4 ayes, any nays?
I'll do an eye. I'm sorry, I didn't give you my eye.
I'm
Okay,
going to abstain because I need
Okay.
to look at my schedule.
okay, that's fine. I was getting to abstentions next, so one
Okay.
abstention. Okay, so right now I am submitting to the town a schedule for January 9th, but the Wednesdays after that, second Wednesday of the month after that.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, to me, Monday and Wednesday are the same. I'm out at 5 o'clock on those 2 days. Joan?
Okay, I'm gonna ask if Kathy or Elena would be interested in chairing the formal reception. One of you would,
In March,
I'm not going to take on.
No,
any-
that's October.
was it next October? I can't go that far. I
Okay,
have to, when
I'm
it comes
just-
closer,
I'm just trying to make sure,
I'll definitely
guess that we-
participate, but I'm not going to take on anything,
yeah,
especially at the beginning of a school year. That's just not
And
logical.
I am out till the end of September. It's I'm not even in town. I mean, I'm on Cape. So
Okay, so right now I'm willing to start with the March one.
okay.
The next
Now,
one
the-
wouldn't be,
The March one, hopefully, we can get the veterans group and the fire department and the Economic Opportunities Commission to help sponsor it.
do we
Okay,
want to do that?
yes, we want to get every community, every group in the town involved in a project that we can. So
Okay.
it may be one person from that group and one from another, but we go to them, on all of these. We go to them and we say, we have this project, would you like to help us with it? We'd like to run a potluck dinner dance. And then, the fire department, they're going to be helpful. What they're going to do is set up the tables and help, that kind of thing. They're really going to do. The veterans group too, they will be very, I think they'll be very pleased to ask to do something, whether they actually get involved or not. I think they'll be pleased that we thought of them because they're trying to become an active group in the town. And that is Ed DeGata. Okay. And I don't have his number, and I saw his wife today and forgot to get it.
Okay.
Tell you the truth, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I would suggest you, two of you and Joanne to co-chair that event, because Joanne, you came out with that and you have all the logistics in your head already. I think
Yeah,
two
well,
of
I
you-
plan to, I thought I just had to be looking over, overlook. But yeah, I'll work with Karen on this, so we'll discuss it. Maybe that's what I have to do, is be a co-chair on these, each of these committees. But I have other things. We also need to have an advertising committee. And
Okay.
that's,
I just realized something.
yeah,
When in March were you thinking of doing this?
probably towards the end.
Okay, because I'm going to be in London the middle of March.
Yeah, so we'll go the,
So
I'm
we-
hoping this is really simple setup.
Right, but if we can do it at the end of the month, I can actually be there. But like I said,
Yeah.
it just dawned on me that,
Well, no, we
Yeah.
just set the date, and with my luck, it's gonna snow. But I said February, no, but March will get a better. With my luck, the way things are going, it'll probably snow. But okay, so Karen Ann, you will get together and we'll talk about it. But
Okay.
if we're going to make it be for the town, they have to have some skin in the game too.
Okay.
They've got to be involved, and we
okay,
should.
well, this is stuff that we can discuss when we sit down together.
This would be the easiest one to set up. The advertising is gonna get to me, because by then I want to have posters up around town. Some, like 4 foot high or 5 foot high, 3, really big things. We'll have them professionally made. So we'll spend money on that. And there's something to the effect of Wellington Public Library encouraging reading for 200 years, or serving the reading public for 200 years or something. We've got one outside the school. We've got outside of each school. We've got one outside our library here. We've got one at the town hall. We can put one on the green. So this is the biggest expense we'll have, but I don't want to be the one who has to design them by myself.
Can I make a motion that we adjourn soon and discuss this in
Yeah,
January?
no.
I get up at 5:30 in the morning, so this
You've
is.
got it, Karen. Kathy, you've got it. Okay.
Yeah,
9:13.
It's 9:13. Elena, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, thank you.
Okay, so Kathy makes a motion that we adjourn at 9:13. I think everybody agrees with that. And Joan and I will get together and discuss all of this. And so hopefully over the next month or so, Hope and Deb will work very hard on the new budget. Okay, everybody have a good night. Have a good holiday. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in January.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your holiday.
Okay, thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Happy holiday,
Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year.